Oh, we're at a new place. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we already had that recorded.
Yeah.
Professor
Warwick. No, Warwick.
I was making fun of myself for
Okay.
calling it
Wawa.
Professor
Wawa.
Wawa, and he's like, yes. And you're like, ew, stop.
This guy kind of looks like that other guy.
The guy from Contradiction?
Yes.
What if he is the same guy? No, he's not. We'll have to see.
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist.
Or Warwick.
Where's Dr. Dekker? Is he really? Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then?
What?
He's like, I think he was like waiting for him to like pop out. He's like, not an adversary after all. Looking around like
you don't get me. Is this a trick? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Death. You remind me of Dr. Dekker. He always used to ask me questions I didn't know the answer to.
Those are always just different ways that they would.
Was he your adversary? Is that how I would say it?
Yeah.
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
What?
Quantum
theories.
Do you really want to know? Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what?
Well, it started with an experiment.
It is an option. Everything's an option. Math,
I
optional.
choose not to believe in math. And that's my right. 2 + 2, it could equal 4, but it's all up to interpretation, if you ask me.
Perhaps ask me something physics related. I'm the wrong person to ask.
What is your specialty? Hint. Oh, what was the experiment?
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
But yes.
Tell me about quantum suicide. Nope, quantum with a U.
Tell me about quantum.
Yeah, no, that
suicide.
was right. You can.
He asked if I. Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have heard of quantum suicide.
Well, then I'll be brief. According to the laws of quantum suicide, if I were to shoot myself now, then one branch of my timeline would result in my death, whilst the other in my continued existence. I simply applied that logic to something different.
You know, that makes sense according to everybody else's powers.
What?
So, like, if he's doing quantum physics, like, that woman's able to shift her energy to look like somebody else. That one guy's able to freeze time. The other guy's looping time. I don't know about being a mermaid,
Yeah,
though.
I was just gonna say the other girl's a mermaid and the other one has magical stabby powers.
Yeah, but women are just better, so I think they just get cool powers.
Magical stabby powers.
Yeah, and then Cthulhu looked at them and they were like, you know what? You seem like a fun chick. You get to be a mermaid. Everyone else is like, ah! Have you played Life is Strange? Have you played Life is Strange? Okay.
What else did he apply that logic to?
Gambling. I set up an experiment
that?
whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability. But then, I changed a parameter.
Well, see, this is great because now we have our seductive female character. Now we have our seductive male character.
I know, he was like,
You see how he's like playing with the glasses? He's like,
he was pretty much just like licking those glasses. He did like a slow lick. He slow licked it and looked into my eyes, and I was like, what's happening? What are you doing?
He really does remind me of the guy from Contradiction where they're like, oh, he has all these women falling. Look at what the fuck was that? Where he has all these women like falling all over him, and you're like, really? This guy?
Yeah, this guy's like, what is this? Is something happening right now?
I don't know. Okay, what was the parameter?
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked.
What?
For a while.
Oh, yeah.
It just sounds like you have a gambling problem.
Just sounds like you have a
Gambling. Nope.
Why not gambling? My wife Vanessa left me for a neurosurgeon.
Ugh, God!
She emptied our entire combined wealth into her barrister's wallet.
What?
I needed more money.
What's...
Physics provided me with a solution.
She basically spent all of both of their money on the divorce.
Okay, so a barrister... Okay.
Like...
So she left him for a neurosurgeon. Good for her, because this guy's weird. And a barrister is a judge or something, right?
Here, let me...
Help! We're dumb Americans! Please,
it's a lawyer.
Okay, it's a lawyer. I thought they were called solicitors.
So, it's, I think there are just differences between what they do. You know what I mean? So a barrister is a lawyer entitled to practice as an advocate, particularly in higher courts. A solicitor is like a member of the legal profession qualified to deal with conveyancing, the drawing up of wills, and other legal matters. So I think it's just kind of like a difference in
subcategories of lawyers.
Yeah.
Tell me about your wife.
Your wife.
Your wife.
We were married for 14 years, 7 months, and 3 days.
Not that anyone's keeping track.
Not that I care.
Couldn't have children. At least that's what she told me. She grounded me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. But part of me always thought that one day I'd achieve immortality through science.
Yeah.
Okay.
As one does.
It wasn't to be, though.
She grounded me in reality, but part of me thought I could achieve immortality and godlike power!
Yeah.
But she said that I couldn't do that, so I don't know.
So I just let it go.
It's just, like, so extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And she about, like, can you imagine her, like, laying in bed, like, reading a book? He's like, honey, I've figured it out. Quantum suicide. And she's like, oh, my God. Just, what? What are you talking about? Stop gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Why did your experiment...
Nope.
Why did your experiment stop working?
Dr. Dekker killed it. And I can't get it back.
How did he kill it? Just use the drop-down menu.
Well, yes, it bothered me. Especially now that I find out that she's pregnant. Oh, no, it wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems. I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline. But I'm not a killer, it would seem.
What, you tried to kill someone?
Well, if he's being put onto the darkest timeline, all he needs to do is grow a mustache.
Put a mustache on him.
Put a mustache on him.
Yeah, that's
Give
all
him
it
a
takes.
monocle and top hat.
Yeah, every time I forget to wax my upper lip, I somehow end up in the darkest timeline. And I'm like, fuck. Oh,
wow.
What?
So 2016 was your fault.
Yeah, I didn't wax my upper lip the entire 2016, and sorry, guys.
Mari didn't wax her mustache and caused 2016.
So, every once in a while I forget, and I'm like, God, why am I having such a hard time? Oh, it's my upper lip. I let it grow in without really thinking about it.
Just call it what it is, Mari. It's a mustache.
Shut up. It's upper lip hair. A lot of people have.
Mustache.
A lot of women have it. Shut up.
It's a mustache.
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the Hangman's paradox.
Ooh.
Hangman's paradox.
Is that how I spell it?
Yes.
Boom.
Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death. Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise. Well, which day do you think you'll be executed?
Sunday. Alright.
Well, it can't be Tuesday, because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then you know you'll be executed on Tuesday, so it won't be a surprise. Conversely, it can't be Monday either, because, well, you'll be expecting it to be Monday by deduction. Hence, a paradox. Dr. Dekker tricked me.
How did he trick you?
Yeah, how did he trick you?
He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet, that I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working. But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself. And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
If everything that's happening is real, maybe the people who were touched by the old god cephalopod thing that was dug up at the church, maybe, Dr. Dekker knows about this, and people can do what they believe they can do.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, if you believe it, you can do it.
So, because maybe I do believe him that Dr. Dekker kind of pushed him down because he knew by putting the doubt in his mind, he wouldn't believe that he could do it. Mm-hmm. So the whole quantum gambling, quantum suicide thing, that might be true, but I think what's really making it work is that he believes that it works. Mm-hmm. I think there's there's a type of creature that exists because
he
of
was
that.
In contradiction.
Yeah, he's our guy. Sexuality, hot guy that
No. I'm trying to figure out if he's the same guy though. He was in he has to be the same guy, right?
He has to be the same guy.
Yeah.
Here he is, seductive sex man.
He's Professor Warwick in the Infectious Man. Sorry I was being so quiet, but it was really important to me that I verify.
Well, we could
this seductive man.
Our vaginas could feel it.
He's the same man.
Yeah, because he was licking his glasses at us, and we were like, is he the same sexually powerful man as before? Yeah. Radiating sexual energies at us?
Yeah, that's so funny.
When you get a chance, can you look up the word for creature that exists because people believe in it?
Okay. Kind of, that reminds me of the silence from Doctor Who.
I thought they just did.
Creature that exists only when you believe.
Why did Dr. Dekker hate him? I can't remember.
Honestly? Well, I think he feared quantum physics.
As many people do.
He didn't like things being explained in terms of science. Almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have a better Google term, I don't know that I'm going to find it, because I'm just getting 12 wacky creatures you won't believe exist. And I'm like, no.
Creature exists because of belief?
No, because that's
Okay.
I was at a fundraiser for a charity called Mind Stretch Outreach. Don't know how I got roped into that. I can't remember. But it was full of very clever children with bizarre outlooks on life. And Jaya. It was Jaya who asked me to go.
Jaya.
I'm sorry that I'm still so distracted, but I actually like this guy more now that I know he's the
now
same
that you
guy.
know he's the most sexually powerful person on Earth.
Well, in every instance we've seen him, he is exhibiting this enormous sexual power.
I'm gonna be real. I'm starting to be like, what does he have that's like making everyone? What's going on? What's he packing?
I'm telling you, there's something about him. There's something about him.
He yet again is drinking from a glass and no liquid is being consumed.
Do you remember that whole thing in Contradiction? Like, he's like repeatedly drinking.
Not drinking, but like he puts it up to his lips, but it doesn't.
Do you see what he's doing? He knows we're talking about him because, like, do you see the faces he's
Did
making?
you see what he just did?
Yeah,
he just licked his lips at us. Fucking tart.
He knows. He knows.
He knows. He knows what he's doing to us. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, what is this guy packing that he keeps being casted in this sexual way?
He's typecast as just like a...
But what has he done to these directors? What has he done to them?
Are you saying that
I think he's used his pure, raw sexual energy and probably, some other talents to get casted into these roles. Cast into these roles. I am onto you.
He's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though. Oh, you're going to have to Google that, Doctor, I'm afraid. I'm not a walking Wikipedia.
Well,
I'd love to tell you, but I am paying you by the hour.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Maybe look up Schrodinger's cat whilst you're there.
Okay. Everybody knows Schrodinger's cat.
Quantum tunneling.
He can tunnel me quantumly.
Quantum tunneling refers to the quantum mechanical phenomenon where a particle tunnels through a barrier that it classically could not surmount. This plays an essential role in several physical phenomena, such as the nuclear fusion that occurs in main sequence stars like the Sun. So,
okay, there is this test, and I'm sorry to any quantum physicists out there who are listening.
And they're just their ears are gonna start bleeding immediately.
And you're gonna just start vomiting horribly. So there's this test where they're having particles go through one at a time through these like little slits. And they had a camera measuring, seeing which one it was. And when that was happening, it was just happening one at a time. But when they didn't have it looking, it was all happening at once. Just these tiny, like, particles. And so that's why people are like, what the fuck? Like, that's quantum shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's quantum observation where if you don't observe it, like Schrodinger's cat, it's all happening at once.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do observe it, then it becomes a definite state.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're listening to me like, Mari, that's not right. No, I'm telling you, that's what it is.
I've never, like, really... I'm just looking at other explanations of it, seeing if I can get my head around it.
I have a video explaining it. I think it's a quantum theory for one of my Life is Strange videos.
Another way that it has been explained is that, like, in classical physics, an electron would be repelled by an electric field as long as energy of the electron is below the energy level of the field. But in quantum picture, you can have an electron wave, and the wave function of the electron encounters the electric field, but has some finite probability of tunneling through. This is the basis for transistors. So, I don't know exactly how that fits with what you're talking about, but basically it just means, like, did you take a thing and put it through a thing that you thought couldn't go through the thing? You did it.
It can only do that if you're not observing it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you observe it, it can't do it. But if you don't observe it, it does. And that's why everyone's like, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Mm-hmm.